Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl, Ashley, the amateur expert, coming to you live today for this episode of Talk Tuesday. Super excited to be here today. A little tired, if I'm honest. It was just coming off of Grammy weekend, so there was a lot of things taking place, but I'm happy to be back on our regularly scheduled program to be talking to Joelle, who is, I guess, not my Ween sister, but in the Ween family. And so when she joins us, we are going to be talking to her about her career path, her ideas of success, and the tips and motivators that she's used along the way. So I can't wait for her to join us. Thank you for joining us. Where are you joining from? I see my Ween sisters in the building currently. Hey y'all, hey y'all. Guys, oh, thank you. I am rocking our Jam I Am Evolving sweatshirt from Affirmed Armor. Yes. Oh, I didn't flip it, guys. I'm super tired. Thank you, Megan. Oh, there we go. You can see me in the awesome sauce. Okay, so hi y'all. Welcome back. Joining from the couch. We love that for you. And so Joelle is with us, so we will get started. I'm gonna invite her in. Happy Talk Tuesday, everyone. Hey, Joelle.
Hey,
How are you?
doing well. I'm joining from the floor, so you guys are joining from the couch. We all in the same boat.
Listen, we are one happy family here, you know? We just
Yes.
we make it happen together.
Okay.
Okay, so I just mentioned that you're not my Ween sister, you're like Ween family, but like Ween sis, like all of the things. And so I want us to jump right in, tell us who you are, and just like what you are doing currently from work, which also I love. So I can't wait to hear what it is.
Perfect. So I am Joelle Griffith, but most people, I guess, on the internet know me as Joelle Dyanne. Dyanne's my middle name. But I am a freelance event producer, digital producer, and content creator, kind of. A lot of people have more recently thrown around the word influencer and just conversation with me, and that makes me really uncomfortable. So I don't know if I ever want to be that, but I guess I don't know. But yeah, so event producer, freelance, super excited to be here with you, Ashley. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. And I think, going off topic immediately, I want to tap in quickly about the uncomfortableness about being an influencer, because I feel like sometimes there can be a stigma that's associated with it. But I think that in our lives, and I'll speak for me in my life, I would love to be able to influence someone to do something better or inspire them or something in those lives. So like I just want to just maybe shift the perspective a little bit for you, because you are incredibly influential, right? And so for sure, you're an influencer in the best way possible.
Yeah, like I completely agree with you. I think there's a huge difference between like the way influencers use now and like versus like impact. And that
Sure.
I would love to be an impactor. But
Okay.
influencer just sounds like a hard job that I'm not really trying to take on right now.
Understood. Okay, so I'm gonna rewind and put on the amateur expert cap. Okay, so tell me, Joelle, when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up, and what was sort of like the motivating factor behind that?
Actually, very surprisingly, I wanted to be a veterinarian growing up.
Okay.
I for
Wow.
years was like, I'm gonna be a veterinarian. That's what I want to do. I love animals. And so, yeah, both of my parents are actually physicians. So, like, I've always kind of been exposed to the medical field, and veterinarian just made sense for me. I was like, I get along better with animals than I do people, so I'll take care of them. And that changed pretty drastically. Obviously, I'm nowhere near the medical profession, no sciences, no nothing. But I like had a whole bunch of pets growing up, like from literally horses, rabbits, gerbils, hamsters, snakes, turtles, guinea pigs, like all of it.
All of them for sure.
Like my favorite activity would be like if you were driving, you saw a pet store, like I would force my parents to stop. Like that was me. So I was gonna be a veterinarian, just knew that's what was gonna happen. And then creative juices started flowing, you know, and I think after having all those, after having all those pets and like watching them like die and whatever else, I was like, I cannot do this. Like, can't do this. So I've always been a creative. I grew up like taking art classes, like extracurricularly. I did like drama. I did a lot of different creative outlets. In high school, I was in art. I was in like the Art Honor Society. So like my hands and creativity and artsy stuff has always been my thing. Thanks, Britt. But I guess in college, even in college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I ended up going to University of South Carolina for their international business program, which is a super competitive program. They've been like top for public schools in the past like 25 years. But I got direct admit, so I was like, oh, I like traveling. I like business, international business. It's perfect. Then I got in the classes, and I was like, I don't know how to change the currency abroad without it impacting the United States, or like, I don't want to do a test of all of the countries in Africa, like maps tests and geography and all of that. And I was just like, this is not for me, actually.
Don't like it, actually.
Don't like it. So I then kind of pivoted just to more of the management, marketing, or general business courses. Picked up a minor in sport and entertainment management, which was also a great outlet for me, because I feel like just with sports and entertainment, you get to be creative, but you also get to apply those like managerial and business just like lessons, and the rest was history. I don't know. It's been a very strange pivot in everything I've done. Like, it's always very abrupt. So I'm not sure.
No, I love that. And so I love hearing people's journeys, because there are very few people who are like, you know, I want to be a singer, and then now like I'm a singer. So I love the pivots. I love the plots. I love how things can change for people. But I want to know how did you define, or like when you were younger, what does this success look like for you?
I will never forget. I was probably in like 6th or 7th grade, and we had a speaker come in, and he was just talking about how success is like so individualized for everybody. So nobody, like, everybody has a different view of success. Everybody has a different measure of success. So that's always stuck with me. Like, I've never really based my success on anybody else, which I think has helped now in like adult years, where you have these things like imposter syndrome pop up and things like that. So for me, success means, or what I would hope is success for me, again, goes back to like that idea of impact. I think when I can like tangibly show that I've had impact on people, I think that would be success for me. Or like measurably show that I've had impact on people. I think success for me, like, I'm kind of like living in it, or I try to acknowledge that I'm living in it, like moving to New York on a whim and being able to do that and having the financial like ability to do that has been a success story for me. Every time I get a client, that's a success story for me, especially as a freelancer, where it's just like, okay, girl, now you got to pay that rent. Like, you got to get a check-in. So I just try to like take almost like everyday wins and just like things that help me live as success. Like, I can't like very simple things I view as successes. And I think that kind of keeps me motivated as well.
I think that's dope that from a young age, you were sort of given not a clear direction, but you were given the opportunity to be free in defining it for yourself. I think a lot of times, and even for myself, it's like success was not in a comparative way, but it was what I saw, right? And so success was this. So I'm like, okay, this is what I should be trying to do. And if I don't do that, okay, but like maybe be somewhere in this area, right? So would you say that your definition of success, or like, has it changed as you've gone along your career?
Absolutely. And I think going back to what you just said, like kind of being exposed to that as well is super important. Like, I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland. So a lot of people know it as like an affluent African-American area in the country. And so one, just being exposed to that growing up, like I said, both my parents are physicians. A lot of their circle is like pretty well off. And I think one, growing up, I saw that. So I don't think I always knew how special it was and how like that was success compared to a lot of other places and other people and whatever else. So I think my view of success has changed as I've been, or as I realized my privilege, in a lot of ways as well. So like, for instance, going to University of South Carolina and just meeting so many different people than the people I grew up with. Some of which had like never traveled out of the state of South Carolina, where me and my family take vacations. Well, now I take vacations a lot, but like my parents, for instance, are in St. Thomas right now. Like that's something I grew up living and seeing. And I didn't know how special it really was. So I think my perspective on success has definitely evolved. And I think that's why now too, like I said, every person's measure of success is so different, and I can appreciate that so much more now, like understanding that everyone comes from different places, everyone has a different background, everyone grew up differently. So I definitely think throughout just life lessons and the evolution of my career and just meeting other people, like my idea of success has definitely changed.
That's what's up. Okay. And so you talked about this evolution, right? And so now that you're a freelancer, what are some of the tips and motivators that you use to keep yourself going?
Child, it used to be fake it till you make it. That was like my, like in start, I was like, fake it till you make it. All right. But no, now it's more so just keep going. I think I've realized a lot changed for me in the past like 2 years, and especially with the pandemic. Like it's crazy because for so many people the pandemic was a very rough time, like with layoffs, furloughs, whatever else. But for me, that's kind of where my career pivoted and really propelled me. So just keep going, like take every day as a new day, because you never know what tomorrow is going to offer. Like literally there's some days where I'm just like, what am I doing? And then there's other days where it's like I get multiple people hitting me up to like help them. And so it's just take every day as a new day, and don't stop.
I love that. And so I forget your tagline. I know beyond make ish happen. You are pack up and go, pick up and go, work from anywhere.
Work from anywhere.
Yes. And so, I mean, that is amazing. And I think it's been a joy to watch on your, like, as you've shared with us. So like, how did you get into that? Like what made you compelled? And I'm sure being we all were in COVID and shut down and things of that nature, so you probably had more flexibility to do so, but like where did that even come from?
So again, I grew up kind of like traveling a lot with family, and very blessed to have been able to do that, but I also did a like student exchange program growing up called People to People. So my very first like out of the country solo experience took place the summer before 8th grade. So it's like
Mine
traveling
too.
like, so it's like I love traveling, and I've been exposed to it for a very long time. At this point, I went to England, Italy, and France the summer before 8th grade. Then I did People to People again the summer before maybe my 11th grade year, where I went to Australia. And those were just kind of like the best experiences of my life. Like very first tattoo was an airplane, literally, because I was just like, I love to travel. There's a lot of other reasons behind that, but one of them being just like traveling and taking those trips, specifically the People to People where I was by myself or with other people my age, peers, changed so much of the way I thought, the way I acted. Like growing up, I had really weird separation anxiety from my mom, which is weird now because now I'm like, girl, go away. But
see you when I see you.
Okay, see you when I see you. But I had really bad separation anxiety, and those like that first trip to England, Italy, France is what changed that. So I think it just really helped me evolve as a person, just traveling in general. So now working from anywhere, where did that come from? I ended up doing an internship in Brazil in college. So the 2016 Olympics, because again, I was in sports heavy. I interned with NBC Universal, and being able to take that study abroad experience was another life-changing kind of moment for me. And then now it's more so like establishing almost like financial freedom to be able to do that. I think that's really one of the drivers behind it. Saying like, yeah, I have my apartment, or yeah, I live here, but like I can literally work from anywhere. I can go meet anyone. I can serve anyone. I can have clients wherever I want to have them. So just really like diving into that freedom of being able to do that is what I love, and what I hope I can encourage other people to do. So yeah.
I love that. And so we stopped in your journey at college, right? So tell us how you've gotten and sort of what some of your experience were from college until now. So I'm sure you might have had corporate jobs, or you've, had some type of structured position to being a freelancer, just for someone who either is trying to make the pivot or just sort of trying to sort things out.
Absolutely. So after college, I went to grad school. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. I'm just kidding. Literally, if you can get higher education, I'm always for it. Try not to go into student loan debt like I did, but I went immediately to grad school. So I went to Georgetown and got my master's in sports industry management. So while there, I started working with a few of the sports teams in DC. So started with, at the time it was the Redskins, now the Commanders. And I was in their foundation, and for a season I ran their 50-50 programming as well as some of their community initiatives. Then picked up a part-time job with the Wizards. It was doing like marketing for them. Then I started a grad internship with the Nationals, the baseball team, and was in their foundation as well, and working on special events and community initiatives. And at the time, they were actually the host for the All-Star game. So the foundation had a lot to do, just in terms of all the legacy projects that MLB does, and their gala, and I organized like the fundraiser for the highest grossing gala that they've had. So just a lot of corporate social responsibility initiatives, and special events. And that's kind of really what exposed me to my love for special events and just events in general. And it was a way for me to connect like kind of my degree and just things that I've always enjoyed doing. Like I've always been the one hosting parties. Like if there are any friends from home here, like they can tell you, like, my house was always kind of the party spot. Even if they didn't see me, they were welcome at my house to party. So that it's just kind of very interesting for me to see that evolution in myself, like how kind of it's always hinted at it, and I just never kind of knew that events was what I was going to be doing, even though like it's what I've always done. But even prior to that, like in college, I had a few other internships. So for those who are like looking to go into corporate spaces or even into freelance, I think get as much experience as you can. Like I mentioned, the internship with NBC, but I also interned with the Falcons one summer, doing events for their training camp. I had another internship with a place called Sports International doing their football camps and events. So I think just get as much professional experience as you can, because even if you do feel like you want to be a freelancer, people are only going to trust you if you kind of have a resume to back it, or some type of experience to back it. So unless you're from the jump an entrepreneur and you have like clients that you can refer and people will vouch for you, I think get as much professional experience as you can, if that's internships or a corporate role.
That's dope. Okay, so tell me this. What's something that you know now that you wish you would have known sooner?
Something that I know now that I wish I would have known sooner. Adulting is a scam. Do you live your best life? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, I mean, for someone like me, I know there are people out there who have responsibilities that I don't have right now, whether that's kids, whether that's supporting families, whatever that might be. But if you have an opportunity and you do have the freedom to like just enjoy yourself, don't take adulting too seriously, because I've realized like so many people do that and miss out on just living. Like people are so worried about what's next, or where are they going? Like worried about other people around them, and they just miss out on so much experience in life. So I guess that's one thing I wish I knew, because I think beginning this, like, I used to stress so much, like, where's my next check coming from? Where is my next client coming from? Like, when am I going to be able to move? Like, I just worried about the what ifs and the wins and all of that. And when I stopped and just let things like kind of flow to me and just spoke over myself and was just confident that it would happen, that's when it happened. When I started working from anywhere and traveling and just experiencing the world and sharing that with other people, things came to me. So do what you want to do, and speak over yourself, and things will come to you.
Amen. Okay, so not only am I the host of the Amateur Expert podcast, I also have Affirmed Armor, which is an apparel brand. And we just launched our Everybody Wins When the Family Blooms campaign about a month ago now. And so I want to know, and we introduced a new affirmation, which is I'm evolving. And I would love to know from you, what is your, which is also tricky that we said that word so much today. But I want to know from you, what is your go-to affirmation?
And I know you prepped me with these questions, and I should have thought about it more. But, I would say success flows to me. Like, and again, I think that goes with everything I've been talking about from the start of this conversation. Like, yes, success is arbitrary, success is personal, whatever. But like, by me saying success flows to me, it's saying whatever I deem success in that moment, whether it's in that day or in that week or in that month, like, that's what's going to flow towards me. And so I know it's a very basic, it's a very general, like, it can hold a lot under there, but I think that's probably my favorite, because it does serve as an umbrella for so much for me. Like, whatever I want to achieve in that moment, I think it will flow to me. And
I think that's perfect. It's not basic. It's exactly what it needs to be, and it does what it does for you, because hello, you are what? Working, traveling, living your best life, and we are loving to see it. As we wrap up, I am the amateur expert. I know just a little bit about a lot, and so I wonder if you can share with me some random fact, a random tidbit of information, something maybe that will help me answer a 200-word question or 200 answer on Jeopardy. Any just random snap of fact, anything that I can say Joelle taught me.
Okay, random facts. I'm like looking around my room to try to get like inspiration from somewhere.
Okay, I'm going to ask something specific, because I think that you are an amazing content creator. And so I'm going to ask something in that area. What would you share with us or with me to help me or us make better content?
Y'all have to start working smarter, not harder, honestly. Like, and I can't give free game on this, but like, there are so many resources out there for content creators that allow you to not work as hard as you probably do right now. Canva is going to be your best friend. Apps like Vixer for Reels is going to be your best friends. CapCut. A lot of people like sell like motion graphics and things. Like, I do a lot of virtual events, guys, so there are sites where you can literally like pay and people will do your graphics. Rely on Fiverr, whatever the other one is, UpClick or whatever.
No idea.
There's just so many resources out there, and this is probably things that you know, but a lot of people just don't, and they make life hard for themselves. But if not, I would also just say, like, you have to decide where your resources are going to go, right? So if graphic design is not your strong suit and you know somebody who can do it, pay those people. Like, pay those people. A lot of us don't always start with capital, but I think it's important to support the people who are creatives like myself. Like, it's so kind of frustrating for me seeing a friend start a new project or something like that. And then they'll post a graphic and I'll be like, I mean, I'm not going to say that, but it's just like, I could have helped, you know? But so I think just use every resource available to you. I'm actually going to give you free game. So one of my favorite sites is called Videos, Vidyoze. And that's like how people, or how I make some of my like motion graphics, which I upsell for like literally like 300%.
Love that.
And
Love that.
so I'm just saying, like, there are just so many opportunities to make money and use your skills, but also support those who have those skills to help you.
And that was the mic drop moment. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you for sharing your story.
Actually, guys, before we go, I want to plug this real quick. I'm about to jump off literally to produce a show. So if you want to come over to Bird the Bailiff's page after this and then hop onto his YouTube via the link in his story, I'll be producing that show, which I do every Tuesday night. So tap in if you want to see me at work.
I love that. I was going to say, tell us, how can we support you? What do you have coming up beyond this?
Tonight, I literally have Bonding with Bird. So Bird is the bailiff from Judge Judy, which, if everybody remembers a little whole scandal a few months ago where everybody was like, Judy didn't hire Bird, da da da. Yep, come on over. So Bird and Makita, his wife, have a talk show every Tuesday, which I produce. I'm also working on a few in-person events right now, which I'm super excited about. I'm so happy outside is somewhat open again. I just wrapped another virtual event this past weekend, but I'm also really trying to get in my like personal content bag. So just if you see me posting anything or if you see me promoting anything, I would just love and appreciate your support. That's another kind of thing I've really realized about just this space, like creatives aren't always supported by the people around them. Even though, you know, your friends love you and they support the things you're doing, but a lot of times the things that you can do for free, like share something or like something or comment on something, are what we fail to do. I mean, I'm guilty of it as well. So just support me however you can. I'm not asking for your money. Just love on me and support me and send encouragement.
Love that. Well, we love you, and thank you so much for doing this with us, for dropping gems. And we are going to go head over to I pinned
Bird the Bailiff, yeah.
Bird the Bailiff. Sorry, I'm like, I need my glasses. I pinned Bird the Bailiff. You guys go over to his page, click the link in his bio so you can watch an event that Joelle has produced. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much, Joelle.
Thank you. I've so enjoyed this conversation. See y'all at 9:15.
See you. Bye.
Bye.